Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this today video, I will be showing you how to build a calculator, toggle mode calculator using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. As you can see, this performs calculations. Try to multiply 5 multiply by 3 give us 15. 200 plus 200 give us 400. So in this video, I will show you step by step on how to build calculator just like this from scratch, so that at the end of this tutorial you can also build your own calculator from scratch as well. So let's get it started. Now I will start by printing our file, index.html. That is our structure. Our styling file style.css. That's where we're going to style it, and its functionality, which is the JavaScript script.js. Now let's move directly to our index. That is our HTML structure. We're using Visual Studio Code. You can press your shift exclamation mark, hold it, press enter. Now title can write something like calculator. Now next thing to do is that I will create a div with container, calling container. This will hold the entire calculator. Inside the container, add a div const display. This section will act as a calculator screen where all the numbers and results will display just like this. This side is our display. So inside our display, we call it input star as the display, just like the input here. So that our input we call our ID display. Now next thing is that how we add the buttons for numbers, operators, and other functions like clear, delete, and equals. We can do this by creating a div class button. Inside our div class button, we call the word button. Inside our button, the opening tag, we add our on click. This is useful in JavaScript. Inside the on click called press, that is, we press it, called press. Now brackets, press 7. Don't forget we use this in JavaScript so that it can work very well. Now we want to add our 7, start with 7. I can copy this and paste it multiple times. Control C, paste here, paste here, paste here. It's 4 4. Try to change your file to 8, value to 9. Here, change to dots. 8 as well, change to 9, change it to dots. And again, you can paste this multiple times as well. Don't forget 4 4. Change this to our 4. Change this value to our 5. Change this value to 6. Change this value to plus 5, 6, plus. And again, paste this multiple times. Call this 1, or 2, or 3, minus sign. Call this, sorry, change the 7 to 4. This looks same as 7 to 2, about 3, minus sign. So you can also paste this multiple times. Just copy this, paste again. Call this our 0, double 0, our division with the slash, multiplication sign. Again, 0, double 0, slash, now multiplication sign. Now that we have added our number and our signs, if you notice in calculator, we have clear, delete, and equal sign in calculator. Those are the functionalities. So now let's add those things. Now we call this AC, that is clear. Clear. Let's call this DE, which is delete, and call this equal sign. Let's clear this. We need a name for new. Call this AC. D and equal sign here. Now that we are done with the structure, HTML, now how we move to the styling the calculator using CSS, so it looks even, it looks clean and centered on the page. So before I move to CSS, let's see our results. Let's check our result using this live server to check our structure. So our structure look like this. So to make it, to style it, make it more professional like this, we have to use our CSS styling. Now to add our CSS styling, we have to link our HTML structure with our CSS by calling the word link. Notice at the top in the head, we call the word link. So in the href, it will be our style name, As you can see, our style name will our style.css. The file's name T is the style.css. So in the style.css, the href, write our style.css well. Now we've linked our HTML with our CSS. Now let's start styling it. Now call the style. This have effect on every call the padding 0 or margin 0. The body, we're talking on the body, so we mean the entire body and the structure, the entire body, that is, we're talking about all the containers, everything inside the body. So in the body, our display, flex, justify content to move to the center, our background, ff, which is white. We check the results here. Now let's move to center, the flex and the center, justify content center. Back to our style. So now calculator, which is the calculator, inside a container, let's add a div called calculator. Let's copy the div. I have to cut this, put it here. Now you can style it by calling the calculator with calculator. Overflow, be hiding, or background, the color gray. In box side shadow, you want shadow. The height of the calculator should be 490 pixel. The width should be 260 pixel. Or padding left 40 pixel. Or padding top, from the top be 50 pixel. Or border radius 10 pixel. Now check the result here. This is the result here. Now let's continue styling. The container now. Container. This is the container ID. Container which contains everything, both display, buttons, all the functions, all the buttons, number, everything should contains the entire calculator in our style. Let's call it container. The container will have overflow, hiding, show that it can stay without scrolling from left to right to stay max width 100 inputs with our display, which acts as the screen, our display, when all the numbers calculation will be displayed, which acts as the screen of our calculator. So called our display dot display with border 0 display flex justify content flex end or font size of the number should be 20 pixels larger. The background color, the background color transparent, want it to transparent. This is exactly. So the flex, the justify content, you know, the justify content we used before, center, no, in the display now. So we want our justify content to move to the right. So to the right side, that is our justify content to the right side. So our font size will be 20 pixel larger. The border is a square. The shape looks like a rectangle, so is our border, and background color, which is transparent. Let's continue styling. Now we want our color and our color will be white. Our color, it is white. Height, on the height, it will be 30 pixel bigger. Now display input. What is our display input? Our display input, it is where our number, all our calculation we displayed is the input, which is this is the input, the white rectangle boxes. So is our input. All the calculation will be displayed in the input. Now we want to start the input by calling the dot display input. Why do we use those display inputs? The input is inside the display. So we want to reference a class. We use dots. We use dot. This is a class. The input is inside a div called class. In the CSS now, we want to style our list. So the flex will be one. Flex will be one. Text align, that is to move to center, just like justify contents. We only use the justify contents in the flex box. Center. Move to center. Our height, the height of the input, the boxes. The box should be 30 pixels bigger. The box shadow should be none. We don't want pack shadow. So we want our background color to be gray color. Our color, normal color, not background, to be white. The font size, that is the size of the font number, font size to be 20 pixels bigger. Check out our results. Now the background color is now gray, just like the entire body of the calculator. our previous box which our input was white before. So the background color make it a gray. Cut our background color gray. So the text, every text which will be displayed on the screen will be white color, which means color is white. Let's continue with our styling. Now the button. The buttons, those are the buttons on click, buttons 7, which are 7, 8, 9. Now we want to style our buttons. Dot button, dot button. Why do you use button? Whenever I want to reference a class, we use but. All the buttons are under the word class called buttons. Now we want to style it. We call the word dot button. Display grid, grid, grid template columns for FR, for FR, for FR, for FR. The height of the button should be 400 pixel. That is height. The width should be 250 pixel. A box shadow should be long. You want box shadow? Should our border also be long? Don't want any border like line. Our border radius is 50 pixel. Now we try to check the result. As you can see, these are our button. The height from here to here, that is the height. The border radius is the round shape at the top and the below. So the grid makes it forever, which is, if you count this from here to here, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a grid template column. This is in column and this is in row. Button. This is the button we first reference. Now we want to code the normal button, not the referenced one. So in the button, we want the background be transparent. We want to remove the whiteout. So the color of the text, like 1, 2, 3, 7, so on and so forth, should be white. Changing from black to white. Our font width, that is our breadth, how large you want it to be, 50 pixel. And font size, how large I want it to be, 20 pixel. Now this is the color, changing from black to white. So that is our color. The transparent make it to look exactly like a calculate the background, which is the gray color. That is the background. Now what's next? You want to add our color to make it just exactly like this. As you can see, we have yellow, so dots, yellow is our plus, minus yellow, orange red is our AC, T, and equal signs. Now I want to add the same thing exactly to all those our signs, our operators. Now, how can we do this? Now let me move to our index, that is our structure. let's look for the dots. In these dots, let's call this class. So in the class, call it yellow. Let's move to our plus again, addition sign. Let's call it class. Let's call it yellow. Now let's move to our subtraction sign. Let's call this class again, yellow. And now it's our multiplication sign. Let's call this class again, yellow. So just like yellow, we want to add the same color for different color. Want to add class again. So we want to make our AC red. Change to red. Our class red. Class here to red. Now let me start our CSS to style them. Now my yellow, whenever we call our yellow, it will apply to all the yellows in the HTML to the structure. So in the yellow, we call the color yellow. Our color will be yellow. And the red, class red, call the color red. Now can you see this is the result? Can you see our dot sign yellow, multiplication sign yellow, subtraction yellow, addition yellow, our ACD just exactly like this. It looks the same, right? Now adding the functionality, which is the JavaScript. Next thing to do, I will add JavaScript to make the calculator more functional. What do I mean by functional? The functionality just means like whenever you click on 3 to appear on the screen, 7 to appear on the screen, just like this. Whenever I click on 4, it appears on the screen, 6 it appears on the screen. So we want to make our this to look exactly like that. Now let's start with the functionality. So to add the functionality, just like this, just like linking our HTML with our CSS, just move below the calculator, just below the body, call the word script. In our script, SRC, which is the source. The source means the name, find the locations of the script. So inside this source, we have to put our script name, which is the script just JS. So the script just JS will be inside the source script dot JS inside. Now we've linked our script, our HTML index.html with our script. Now let's start with the functionality. Now starting with the script, we declare a variable. Let our display be equals to document dot get element by ID. Our display automation. What does it mean is that in our HTML we have ID display. This is the display. id display here. So it calls the document dot get element by id. It calls, that is, it gets the information, it gets the id. Which id are we talking about? The id in the index, which is the display. So get element by id display. Now the functions. The function is our function name. What do you mean by the functions? The functions, those are the on clicks. They are the functions. Press. So they are the function. Whenever it looks on click, they mean the functions. So which means all the press, the on click. So these on click functions tells the browser to perform an actions whenever the users click. That is, whenever user click 7, it will show 7 on the screen multiple times. 7, 7, 7 multiple times. So when the button is clicked, it calls the number functions and send the maybe number 7, number 1 to the calculation display. So whenever you click on 7, it will display on the screen, which our input. Now it's our JavaScript. It's our display dot value plus equal to value. What does it mean? That this our display dot value, which value is it? 7, 8, or 9? Those are the values that is in the display. Shows 7, 8, 9, any number that's inside, that is the on clips, the functions. Show them here on the screen. That is, the plus equals to means what? Multiple times, can be 7, can be 2, 2 times, multiple times. Now that is the functions for the press. Now we want the calculate. Now we want, whenever we click on our equals to equal sign, it will show, that is, it will calculate. For instance, you press 7 plus 2 give us 9. So the equals to functions calculate it and display to the display input. Now to do this, we call our on click. Sorry, the on click is here anyway. Call our calculate. Now on click. Now let me start JavaScript. Note, this is the value. Add our value here. Now I want to display our functions. Call the functions calculate. Just like our press calculate, that is display, which is the input of our screen, dot value, any number. Value means, is it 1, 2, 3, equals to evaluate. Evaluate means calculate it. Evaluate the display dot value. What else our display dot value? That is our number inside. Is it our number? Is it our signs? Is it our multiplication sign? Evaluate, that is calculate it. So whenever you click on 7 times 2, 4 plus 4, it will display that it will, the equal signs helps to calculate it. Now you want our AC as well. So whenever you click on AC, this what I mean. So whenever you click on AC, just like this calculator, AC, it will clear it 4, 4, 4 multiple times. That is the helps of our press on click press. It makes this work multiple times. Plus 3 AC to clear it 4 and 4 plus 3 evaluation, that is equals to 7. So now we want our AC to work. That is, whenever you click on AC, it will clear. Now to do this, instead of press, we don't need press. We call these functions clear. You can call it clear text. That is to clear our text. Now in our JavaScript, we call your function to clear text. Clear the text. Display dot value, that is value. Display with the value using number 7, any number equals to empty. That is, whenever you display, you click on the AC, it will display nothing. The empty, as you can see in the display, you have something in the quotation mark, but here it is empty, which means whenever you click on the AC, no value will show. It will clear every value. Start the functions of this empty. Now we want the delete to work as well. So the delete is the sorry this is the delete. Now the delete, we want the delete to work just like this button. 7, 7, 7. We have 7 3 times. Now we want the delete to work. This is our delete to work. But you click, it remove 1 7, another 7, it's empty. So now we want our delete to work. This is our calculator. The 7 is working, it is working, it's working. As you can see, the delete is not working. So we want the delete to work just exactly like this. The delete is working. Now we want see in our script, want our delete to work. So by calling these functions, declare function, call this delete text. So in the JavaScript, we declare a function called delete text so that it can also work like others. Delete text. So in our delete text, we have our display. Just remember display that is the display screen with the value. That's what display means. Display the value means display with the value, any number in the display. So equals to document, equal to display dot value dot slice. The slice helps to remove. Assuming we have 3 7 7 in 3 times, so it removes 1 7, which it should remain true. Removing another 7 remain 1 7. So with the help of slice, you can achieve that. 0, that is remove one value, first value, minus 1. Now let's check our calculator. Let's check the results. This is our calculator. So now let's clear it. It is working. It It's working. It is working. The 7 is still hitting. Now, what's next? We want to add our toggle mode. Now we add a toggle mode, a toggle button to switch between light mode and dark mode. This will help us to change the background and text color when click, whether to change to white to light mode, like this calculator. This is light, change to dark to light. So we can achieve this by going to our index.html at the top. So at the top under the container, we add our button so that whenever you click on it, it will change to light mode or dark mode. So inside the button, you should call a class name btn, short form of button. ID. The IDs is used in JavaScript for the functionality. So let's call our ID name toggle btn, that is to toggle with btn. Now let's call this lights. What we show, it is going to show in our button. The lights, anything in between the buttons we show. So this lights, this is the button at top. It is light. The reason why it is not showing is because the background is already in light mode. So now let's apply our CSS to it. Install our CSS. Now the button, remember, it is our class is bit.en in our CSS. So we want to call the bit.en, which is a class. Whenever we are referencing a class, we want to call a class in CSS, we make use of dots. But whenever I want to reference an ID in CSS, use asterisk. So use this dot btn. So we want our dot btn to have a background color of orange red. Call it background color orange red. Now it is looking so good. Can you see it is orange red? The light in between the button is showing because the background is in orange red. Now it's not working. To make it more functionality, make sure of JavaScript to look like this. No, it's not working now. So to make it change to dark mode, now it's just there like a common flag. We want to change it to light mode. Whenever we click on night mode, the light will change to dark. So whenever we click on it, so the background, which is the light, will change to dark thing. Now we can achieve this by using our JavaScript. So inside our JavaScript, we declare a variable, say const toggle mode, toggle btn equals to toggle btn. Want to declare variable document, that is to get the value. Where is the value from? The value is from the HTML get element by ID. That is, what is the ID? To get the element by its ID. What is the ID? The ID now we want to call to get something from market. So we want to get the ID from HTML. What is the ID name? It is toggle btn. Let's copy it so that I won't make a mistake. Toggle btn. So inside this get element of ID, open your brackets, quotation mark, and control V. At the end, under our semicolon, that is to get our element by ID. We want to make use of the toggle btn. So that is why we are getting it from the HTML. Now, the toggle btn dot add event listener. We'll click to what does this toggle btn dot add event listener click bracket equals to greater than sign and the curly bracket means it means listing. Whenever I click on you, I want you to do this. The click means when you click on the button, what do you want it to do? You call my name. Why do you call my name? What do you want me? What do you want from me? So that is the essence of using the click, the add event listener. That is listening to this. After listening to this, what do you want me to do? Okay, I click on you. What do you want me to do? Now, inside the add event listener, you make add our functionality. So we want it to work as we want. Now inside the add event listener, so you call our document dot body dot class list dot toggle tag. Now the tag is from the CSS. Let's add the tag in the CSS first. So here you call our body, that is the entire calculator dot dark. We want our body dot dark to be dark. The background, which is white, so we want it to be black, so that whenever you click on the button, the light theme will change to dark theme. Call it white, so the text will be white. The body, use our body dot dark dot calculator. That is, what color do you want calculator to have? The background green, to grab to be green. Now the body dot dark, it means it is already in light theme. Now what is situation that whenever you click on it, can you see it's changing? But we want it to be, whenever we click on the light, to change. It is changing from light to dark with the help of toggle. Where is the toggle? The toggle is in JavaScript. What does this mean? In our CSS, we declare a CSS properties. This is our body. The body means this is our body, which is the base flex. This is the body. The body's comprises, contains everything, contains the calculator, contains the background, everything. So in the style of CSS, now we now have our back body dot dark to be black. We want it to be dark. Now in the JavaScript, we've used our add event listener. That is, whenever you click on the button, what do you want it to do? So I want it to change the light theme to dark theme with the help of dark that is the document.body, the body in the CSS, the HTML dot class list. The class is HTML element dot toggle. This tag and toggle means the toggle helps to change. If there is tag, it removes the tag. If there's no tag, it adds the tag. So with the help of the toggle, if I try to remove the toggle and move to our result, it won't work. The toggle helps to change from light to dark. Toggle means change this. If there is dark theme, change it to light theme. If there is light theme, change it to dark theme. So that is the help of the toggle. Now, there's another thing left. You want the light to change to dark whenever you click on it. What do I mean? This is light. It's not changing. Even though it's in dark theme, it's also the button is still showing light. So you want it to be exactly like this. No, it changed to dark, it changed to light, the button changed to light to dark. So we can achieve this with the help of JavaScript. How can we do this? This script. Now inside our click again, everything be inside our click. Now we use our if statement, call our if statement, which is if documents dot body dot class list dot contains dark. It means if this document dot body dot contain dark, that is from the CSS, our bodies contains dark. So in the JavaScript, if it contains dark, what do you want it to do? It contains darks. That is, if it contains darks, toggle btn dot text content equal to dark. This means is that if the document dot classes, if the body contains tag, shows change the what? Change the button to dark. Let it remain to dark. So S, if it's in white, help using white, toggle btn dot text content. Text contents helps to change the dark button to light, the light to dark. So with the help of the now let's check our result. Now it changed from dark to dark, light to dark, light to dark. You can see the button is changing. You click on light, dark, light, dark. Now, and that's how you can build a toggle mode calculator using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I hope this tutorial help you understand how to create interactive calculators and toggle themes. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to this channel, and turn the notifications so you don't miss the next or the future where the following tutorials. Thanks for watching, and don't forget if you have any questions, text message, feel free to write a message in the comment sections, like, shares, and also subscribe. Thanks for watching.